Hello everyone, this is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. I want to welcome you to today's live lesson. We're going to be learning Summer by Joe Hisaishi for intermediate piano. Before we get started, if you want to catch whenever I go live and also just keep track of my daily videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bells. Okay, this is Summer. Hi Morgan, long time no see. So basically what I did there is, as I straighten this camera up, I played the first section. Now, you actually don't want to practice that much, okay? That's like the first step of learning how to play any song on piano, is just to pick the smallest section that's possible for you, okay? Now here, that's all I would practice, okay? And that's actually just the left hand. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 measures just in the left hand. That's kind of like skipping ahead a bit to the other part of practicing, is to do hands separate to simplify when necessary. So this is basically all I would do. Now, another way to practice is if you just block all the notes together, because that's just the basic skeleton, right? It's always good to practice that way as well. So you, because when I play this, I'm not thinking note by note. I'm just thinking these patterns. And sometimes playing them all together helps you kind of identify these patterns, okay? So it's basically going from B to G to A, D, B, okay? Now the other part is the articulation. Articulation is just how you play a note, right? So first note, you're gonna try to hold it a little longer. And then we have staccatos, right? Okay? So then, yeah, that's how I would practice the first thing in the left hand. Let's try that together. Ready? Go. And that's it. Now onto the right hand. So if you really want to break that down, right? So that much is the same. Where it gets a little different is, so this is measure 6, okay? And then compare it to where it happens in measure 8. Okay? So that's all the same, and then just it's just like the second half of those phrases that are a teeny bit different, okay? All right, so let me play it for you one more time. That's what happens the first time, and then this comes back. Listen what happens the second time. Then we have octaves. Okay, all right, let's try that together in the right hand. Ready, go. Okay, then we go back to both hands. However, I'll tell you something. I would not practice from the beginning. No, that's the wrong place. Because it's just it's the same thing over and over again for this entire section in the left hand. So I would actually skip straight to the second half of measure 4. We come in with the pickup. That's actually where I would begin practicing both hands, okay? Because when you're doing small sections at a time, you find places that are repetitive. Like in this case, very repetitive. Exactly repetitive. When that happens, just skip those parts, okay? All right, so like I said, I'm taking from the pickup to measure 5. Okay, we just tried it together. Ready, go. that's basically how to practice not only this song, pretty much any song or piece that you're learning on piano, whatever level you're at, whatever genre you're at. Ah, coffee. Okay, so just to hammer this point home, what I'm showing you here, this is a process on practicing correctly. You just apply this to whatever it is that you're learning, okay? So for instance, the rest of this lesson, we're just gonna pick the next part, hands separate. It's the same idea, okay? The last step of this process, which I'll show you, of course, we go on with this lesson, is you just connect it into bigger and bigger sections, okay? That's it. So it's like if you build a house, you go brick by brick, then you have walls, then you have the entire house with the roof on top, maybe some flowers in the backyard. You get the picture, okay? Other thing too, make sure you pick up a copy of the sheet music. It's going to be available in the description and the cards. It's a free sheet music edition, so you're not going to have to pay for this one. So cool, okay? All right, here's the next part. This is measure 9. Okay, so that was 2 measure 13. Now if you're counting, if you want to kind of keep it in your head, or actually what's better if you get a piece of paper out and just divide up the sections. So now we have measures 9 all the way to 13 this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 measures. So it's like the basic, it's like even numbered sections. There's nothing crazy. So I think so far it's just been 4 measures, 4 measures, 4 measures. So sometimes you hear musicians saying this is a 4 plus 4 plus 4. They're saying 4 measures, 4 measures, 4 measures. That's kind of like what they mean by that, okay? All right. So let's just break this down. Right hand. And guess what? Back to that theme. Okay, so here we have octaves, C sharp on a third from the bottom. Then we have 7th. All of these, when you're playing especially the 16ths when they're repeating, especially here, right? So the top notes change. You don't have to be super aware of lifting up your hand, because on the bottom though, we have thumbs. You gotta make sure you have enough wrist movement. See out the side, a little up and down, okay? Like you're dribbling a basketball. So make sure you have the proper motion. Otherwise it's gonna get stuck. It's not gonna come out, okay? So it's a little bouncy, right? Okay, then we have sharp on sharp. Here we have a triplet. Get that rhythm into your head. Okay, so let me play it for you one more time. In fact, we'll take it from the pickup to measure 9. Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Okay, on to the left hand. Let's see if there's anything different. Well, look, it's the same pattern, but the chord progression is changing. So same idea from the beginning, block them out. Alright, so we just have descending lines here. It's going A, G, F sharp, then skip up to B, skip down to E, skip up to G, and up to A. Okay, so let me show you how that looks. In fact, we'll even take it from the pickup. So D, then we have. So get good at that first. All right, now let me play for you what the left hand sounds like. I'm not sure how important it is to keep the the staccato is consistent here. I don't know if you need to do that because you're going to be using a lot more pedal. So I think you could just play legato if you like. Yeah, I don't really remember what I'm doing in my video, but yeah. Okay. Oh, some strong coffee. Okay, let's try that together. This is the pickup to measure 9. Left hand, ready, go. Okay, then back to both hands. Okay, try that together from the pickup. Ready, go. Okay, so like I was telling you in the beginning, I'm gonna show you the last part of this process. You basically connect one section to the next, okay? So we're gonna go all the way from the beginning. You know what? I'm feeling like I'm in a good mood. I'll give you that introduction even though it's just the left hand. Okay, so we'll go back and just do hands separate. So even if you do longer sections, the same rules apply. Simplify it, right? Right hand, left hand, and then back to both hands, okay? Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Alright, also remember, if I'm going too fast for you guys, there is something called playback speed on these videos. Any video for that matter. Just totally change the speed to a more appropriate, slower speed if you want, okay? Alright, so I'll take it from the pickup to measure 5 in the left hand. Again, skipping that beginning intro because it's the same thing, okay? Okay, and you know when you're getting good at this level as well, a little bit more of an advanced tip is to try to make the bass notes a little bit more resonant, give it more sound than the next, gives the music a nice balance, right? Because if you play everything equally loud, it doesn't sound as good, okay? Alright, let's try it. Same place, pick up the measure 5, left hand, ready, go. Okay, now back to both hands. Again, skipping that intro. did that totally wrong. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. Okay, I guess the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. So that's the, if you chose to just click off on this video right now, this is the main idea, basics on how to practice, and everything else I'll show you depends on what music we work on, like nuances here and there, but this is the main approach to practicing that you should start to employ if you're not doing it right now. Now, the other thing I would recommend, highly recommend this. Every lesson has a tutorial video. The tutorial video is just me playing the whole song from beginning to end so you know exactly what it sounds like on piano. When you feel confident that you're learning the things in this lesson, you're gonna want to try to learn it on your own with the tutorial. Because let me tell you something, if you're able to do that, you probably don't even need to watch any of these lessons anymore, and you can just directly practice with the tutorial. Just imagine that. All these videos I have on the channel, not the live streams, but the tutorials, like basically there's like whatever I have on my channel, if you're at that level, you can learn it. Okay, so it's free education. Okay, I don't know how else to make that sound super important, but I also to let you know that's totally possible, because I have students in my regular life, my private life, my, let's say, personal life, yeah, my actual students, that's how they make so much progress when they study with me, because they just get used to this approach, teaching them how to practice, and then they can learn a lot of the music. It's amazing when they get to the point where they can learn and use the videos all on their own without any instruction from me, and then I just continue to roll out the challenges. Okay, so definitely check out the tutorial after this lesson is over. It's going to be in the cards. Okay, all right, now next part. All right, I've kind of skipped the measure, so listen from measure 13. Whoops, that's the wrong note. So I tell you, what's the part you need to practice? Most of the section you do not need to practice. In fact, the only place you need to practice is measure 19. Oh, that's a D, sorry about that. Okay? Because that's the only one measure that is totally different than the other sections. So again, the benefit of doing section by section practice, it's repetitive. You can skip a lot of these parts. You can save a lot of time. Okay? So I'll just break down measure 19. Get that rhythm right here. So now we have triplets. Goes kind of fast. Now, how I would recommend doing this, people flip out when there's more than one note with the triplet. But yeah, okay, I'm back. I actually tried not plugging in my phone this time, but I'm still having that same overheating problem. Weird. Okay, I blame it on the weather, or maybe I need to probably need to upgrade to a new device. Anyway, I hope you're still with me. So what I was saying, kind of lost my track of thought. That part you don't need to practice, this entire section. Okay, so you just really need to do measure 19. All right. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive. I hope I caught that in the video. But from here, what I was saying, just practice it without that note on top, because you really kind of just pivot from the bottom part, and this is just an addition. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right. Goes kind of fast, so I hope you can handle that. Okay. And left hand, same thing here. We just hold it for a half note, and that's it. Okay. So give it a listen, both hands. Okay. Let's try it together now. Ready, go. Okay. This next part, we have like a little interlude going into the next section. Okay, so some rolls. Practice these slowly, because the reason why you want to do slowly is you're practicing to make it sound good. Because a lot of times students see patterns like this, they kind of turn it into a technical exercise. Or it should just be just nice and relaxing sound. Okay, now left hand. This part actually might be a place if you're getting the left hand down solid, you don't even have to really practice that. So here you could just do right hand if you want to separate it, and then both hands. So sometimes when you get to some sections, you can decide if you want, you can skip a hand here and there. All right, maybe here it's like right hand is the same, so I'll skip the right hand. Left hand is a little bit different. I'm gonna work on that, right? So you can kind of pick and choose these strategies, okay? All right, so back to both hands. Now here, measure 22. You're not gonna want to play these at the same time. The way it's notated, that D is gonna be played by the right hand. So this is the way I do it. Okay, I just take over with my right hand there. And we're back. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you guys. All right, so let's just try this part. I don't know why I was talking like that. Let's try this part, both hands. Ready, go. Yeah, let's do that again. False start. Ready, go. Cool section, middle section here. Alright, so that part, guess which part is the part you need to practice more? Left hand. Especially get that rhythm there. Have this basic, so it's just that first two beats repeated over and over, right? So it's the same pattern over and over again. So if you just got this down solid, you pretty much have these entire 4 measures. Okay, a place I would hone in on is this part. Want to match it up on the correct note. Listen carefully. So it comes in on that E. Okay, basically if that's like a group of 4/16, the last note of the 4/16 notes, okay? Then here, it's just more notes in the left hand. So this part I do think is the right hand. That's the easiest, okay? All right, so let's just do both hands now. This is 24 all the way to 28. Ready, go. Yeah, I just had a weird thought. Maybe I'll put my phone in the freezer next time. All right, anyway, next part should sound awfully similar. Get it? It's the same thing, okay? So you just set it here. Same pattern. Same thing with left hand, chords up. Okay? Alright. This is also a good idea on why you should do some technique, you know, scales, arpeggios, all keys. Because if you can play one pattern in any key, then this, you're just like, oh, it's the same pattern. You don't even need to practice it. You can kind of shortcut it, okay? All right, let me try it for you one more time. We'll play both hands, okay? Okay, that's one part to practice. From the measure to the other measure, because it's just a little bit of a jump in the left hand as well as a little bit of a note change in the right hand. Not too bad, but let me show you. That's a big jump. So make sure you practice that before going back and trying this, okay? All right, let's try both hands, 28 to 32. Let's slow it down. Ready, go. Okay, the next part, that should sound familiar. So this section 22 all the way to 36, don't practice it. I mean, practice it, but don't overdo it because it's the same thing, okay? Left hand is what you need to focus on. I don't know if I caught that in E. Yeah, okay, still on camera here, okay. This arpeggio pattern, it's like an octave and then arpeggios. Same rhythm, bum, 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 right? And it just repeats. So you only need to practice the 2 measures because it's just... And it just does it again. Okay, so let me show you again slowly. Try it together. Ready, go. Okay, now let's just do both hands. This is 32 all the way to 36. I'll say at right before 36, the last octave on E, another jump there that you might need to practice. Not that big of a jump this time. It just goes from E to A. Okay, so let me show you this section. Well, let me do that one more time. Second time it overheated on me. Sorry about that. If you're still with me, thank you for sticking around. Sorry about these technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade. I won't have these problems in future lessons. I promise you that, okay? All right, so I was at measure 32, this section here. Right there, watch the timing at measure 33. Same thing happens at measure 35. Same thing, you need to get to that E there. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, let's just try this section again together. 32 to 36. Ready, go. And that's about it. And I'll tell you that's about it for the rest of this song. The only thing you need to change here, if you look at measure 36, that's all right. So actually, the final part you need to practice is 36 to 40. The harmony, all the patterns are basically the same. It's just a left-hand pattern that's a little different because we have octave, chord, octave, chord. This is probably off camera, sorry. Octave, chord, octave, chord. Same thing here. Octave, chord. So this part definitely focused on the left hand. Right hand is exactly the same. So we're going to skip over that, okay? So here we go. 36. Ready? Go. If you hear, back to the beginning section, okay? And from here, let's see, I would skip ahead. Last part you need to practice. Last section is a 47. So when you do these small parts at a time, little sections, is also when you're getting more advanced. You should really look into studying musical form, some more advanced concepts, because an understanding of form is going to help you get to the next level, okay? Now, measure 47 all the way to the end. So another part to skip. You do not need to practice the left hand unless your left hand is not good enough. Then just right hand and hands together. Same thing with the rolls, 2 rolls. You want to make these sound beautiful. Now this part I think is especially difficult. We have 8th notes, 16ths, and then a roll. See this? This is how fast I go. I even do 3, 2, 1. Do this really slow. It's incredibly difficult, and I'm not saying that to brag, right? Because if you go too fast, you make it sound too harsh, but you want this part to sound really mellow. So believe it or not, I think that's the hardest part in this section. And then happens again here. And then slow it down, okay? So let's just do the right hand, and we'll go back to both hands, and then we'll finish up this lesson. Ready? Go. Wrong note there. Okay, back to both hands. Let's actually just try it at the same time together. I'll slow it down for you guys. Ready, go. Slow down a bit at the end, okay? All right, and actually the way I look at it, I don't think there should be a fermata. I feel like all these last notes, they should have put a retardando here in this chord. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, yeah, so that was it on how to practice this. I'll give you guys a quick recap before we end the lesson. So summer, intermediate piano, Joe Hisaishi. Make sure you pick up a copy of the free sheet music. It's in the links, all the cards, as well as the description. Hola, my friend. Oh, Justin, thank you very much for that, man. And thanks for sticking around despite all those technical difficulties. All right, so I was trying to make this quick before my phone overheats again. So small parts at a time. This is the first step. Pick the smallest part that you can. Then, if you need to, you can do hands separate. Practice, simplify it. Then you go back to both hands and then play it. Then you go to the next section. You do the same thing, whatever measures that is. Could be 4, could be 5, could be 6. Just really depends. You have to kind of think and analyze a little bit. You do the same thing. You simplify it. Hands separate, hands together. Sometimes you can skip the right hand. Sometimes you can skip the left hand. Okay? Then you kick one part, another part. You put it all together. And then that's the last step of the process, right? So one part, simplify, hands together. Other part, simplify, hands together. Then connected, bigger section, hands separate, hands together. That's basically it. And then also keep in mind which parts are exactly the same. If it's highly repetitive, don't waste your time practicing it. Just skip it. So you want to practice what is different. You want to skip what is the same or very similar. Okay? And after you're done with this lesson, if you feel like you're understanding these principles of practicing that I'm showing you here, you can basically take this idea and learn anything, whatever level you're at, whatever music you want to learn. It's the same steps with every single lesson that I'm showing you here on YouTube, okay? And once you feel you got a handle on that, you can head on over to the tutorial for this song and see if you can kind of learn it on your own that way and take my word for it. It's totally possible. I see my private students do it every single day. Every time I teach them at their lessons, they definitely use those tutorials to help them fill in the time in between our weekly lessons, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. Really hope you enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to getting my new phone. Unlike one of those slow adapters, I try to keep my phone until it's, or models, like old models, like, I don't know what model. I probably have like a 5-year-old iPhone. I guess it's finally time to upgrade. Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys being here. If you've enjoyed this video, gracias. Oh, thank you very much, man. How do you say it? De nada. There you go. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bells, share this video with people who would like to learn this on piano. Again, thanks for all your attention. I'll see you guys for the next one. Hope you guys have a lovely Saturday. Yes, not Sunday. All right, have a enjoy the rest of your lovely weekend. All right, see you guys later.